Hey guys, I'm coming to you all sweaty and gross straight from the gym, but I wanted to jump on here without even giving this too much thought because, as always, in the middle of, a good drippy, sweaty workout with AirPods playing ABBA, Dancing Queen at volume a million, some pretty big insights just settled in the middle of not searching for them and not looking for the answers, just enjoying a sweaty workout and some ABBA. And I wanted to try to put some words around it. So here's the best I can do. I already came up with the title, which sounds a little snarky, but I think I'm sticking to it. We'll see when I process this video. But it's this: stop apologizing for your life. Stop apologizing for your life, for the way like your life is going, for the activities, the behaviors. Like, stop apologizing for your life. It kind of goes back to that Glennon Doyle quote I put in one of my blogs months ago. The moment you explain yourself, you've abandoned yourself. And so the way this all unfolded, it actually has been over the last probably 24 hours. Several things from outside, several words from people, several conversations sort of bumped into my comfort zone, bumped into my comfort. And so it felt like a trigger, a charge. And what it looked like on the surface. And I want to tell you on the surface first, but then I want to take you deeper, which is where my sweaty workout took me today. On the surface, it looked like these people bumping into my comfort were criticizing the way I live my life. You're too busy. You have too much going on. Why don't you ever slow down? Why don't you ever just have like nothing time? Why do you have so much going all the time? And it was coming from different people, different areas of my life. And it was kind of interesting. Like, I'm not sure like how my brain didn't pick up quickly on wait. When many people from different arenas are saying kind of the same thing, that might be a sign to like pause and see what's going on. So I had it yesterday from family members, this morning from friends, like, you're so busy. You're so busy. And I noticed that like, that discomfort. And then I also noticed defense coming out. Like, it's because I have this, it's because of this. And I started defending myself, explaining myself. Why am I so busy? Why am I not available on a whim at different times during the day? And I watched the explanations coming out, the defensiveness coming out. And it felt gross. It felt tight and icky and heavy and blah to keep explaining why my day is the way is, why my life is the way it is. I even said to one family member, in my own defense, like I said those words, in my own defense, at 55 years old, this is what working full time looks like. And it felt icky even when I said it. I'm like, what are these words coming out of my mouth that I am defending and protecting and making excuses for why my life looks the way it looks right now? And then I did the same thing this morning with some texting back and forth with friends with similar comments like, you're so busy. You really don't have time to come up for me during the day. And then again, that same defensiveness. So that's the surface. That's like all just surface level. That's just the choppy top of the water. It really is quite meaningless, except for the fact that it brought up a charge, a trigger in the body, which is always a brilliant, brilliant invitation to go, wait a second, wait. Something's going on deeper beneath the surface. Swim down, always swim down. And what occurred to me first on my way of swimming down to the deeper, steadier waters was stop apologizing for your life. Stop. Stop explaining your life. It's unnecessary, and it is absolutely an abandonment of her, of this, of that presence, that little one that has been there since the day I opened my eyes on the day I was born. Stop apologizing and explaining away your life and your choices and the decisions. Stop. And then on the way of swimming down, ego jumped in. And if your mind is already jumping in like a normal, healthy brain with like little ego tendencies, it might look like I'm saying, which I'm not. Yeah, what is wrong with those people? Why are they questioning? Why are they demanding? Why are they? And that is not what I'm saying. I like to think about, obviously, not in the moment of being triggered, but when I'm settled, I like to ask myself this question. I wonder why I wrote that into their script. I imagine that I wrote the script of the people who triggered me. I wrote their script. They needed to say words like, "You're so busy. Why don't you have time for me?" Or "Why can't you, blah, blah, blah." I, I kind of put myself in the position of, why did I write that into their script? If I'm sort of the master of the whole play, why did the secondary characters, my family members, my friends on text, why did they need to say those triggering words? So I just want to really note that I'm not saying other people shouldn't say words that bump into your comfort. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that other people shouldn't be saying words that question your life choices. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that if they are, and if from a much bigger perspective and realm, you kind of wrote their script, they are your secondary characters. Why are they saying those words that bump into your comfort, that trigger you? Swim down and take a look. Because if your adorable mind is getting activated because it's saying that other people are judging you, which is all this comes down to, I don't want them judging me. I don't want them judging me. It sucks to believe that they're judging me and my life choices for having a full-time job. And then your mind goes into fix it mode. I am allowed to have a full-time job. This is what a full-time job looks like. But that's just staying in ego. Swim down, swim down. What's below the choppiness? If you're worried, like I was, about how other people are judging you, then there is still some judgment inside you. They're just highlighting it. And if you wrote their scripts, which I like to imagine I wrote their scripts, and it hurt what they said, it triggered an emotional response. Those judgments are still living in me deep down, and they need a second look. So when I was drippy and sweaty at the gym, listening to ABBA on volume a million, it occurred to me there's still a generational, collective belief. It's like the collateral damage of being human. There's still a belief. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I am making bad choices. Those beliefs, like soup, down in the, unconscious, subconscious, they need to be triggered up. And no, it's not comfortable. Of course, it's not comfortable. But we want what's been in the dark, judgments against ourselves, judgments that we're not good enough, we're not safe, we're not worthy, we're not valuable, we're wrong, we're victims. They need to be brought up so that we can look square at them, we can hold them, and we can start remembering truth that our value, our worth, our okayness, our well being are not tethered to something outside of us. It's inherent to us. So I am grateful, as uncomfortable and triggering and wanting to crawl out of my skin feeling as it was to have people from different realms of my life all basically saying, "Why are you so busy? Why you gotta have that full-time job? Why you need to work all day?" It was brilliant because the triggering of it and the overt, choppy belief, they're judging me, hurt just enough to allow me to swim down to what's below that. And if you're worried about people outside of you judging you, great, that makes you human. That makes you very solidly human. But now you have another place to look. Swim down. Leave the choppy waters of what's wrong with them and how dare they and I can live this life. No, that's not what I'm saying when I say don't apologize for your life. I'm saying stop abandoning yourself and stop living on the surface up here. I mean, you don't need to stop. You can stay up here. It's going to hurt. Swim down. And if someone's triggering you, let that be an invitation. The ego is strong. It will want to keep you up in the head, either being a victim or a villain or a martyr, and making other people's words bad and horrible and harsh. But when you're ready, swim down. Stop apologizing for your life and instead swim down. Go down inside and see what beliefs are still hanging on that are ready to be seen, held, and reintegrated. I love you. I hope this helps because it definitely feels really big for me today. I'll see you later.